Hi, I'm Sarah Petty, and I'm a professional photographer who used to hate selling my photography. I really think it's in our creative DNA as photographers to feel uncomfortable talking about money and putting a price on what we do. When we start out, I think most of us set our photography prices so low that everyone can afford us, right? We're practicing our skills, we're making a little money on the side, and it works for a little bit, and then we start listening to that nagging voice in our heads reminding us that we're not good enough photographers to make more and to charge what we're worth. So we put money on the back burner, right? Thinking, oh my gosh, someday my photography will get good enough that people are gonna love it and they're gonna buy it and it's just gonna work itself out. But it doesn't work that way. And I know for me, a few years into my life as a professional photographer, I was working harder than ever to please my clients, putting in longer hours, not able to keep up. But then we find we're not making the money we thought we would. We don't have the free time that we signed up for when we became a business owner. I could see my family start resenting my camera and my business and my laptop. This wasn't the life I pictured when I became a photographer. So what do? Well, here's my story, and I'm sharing it because I bet it's a lot like yours. Tiny, tiny orders. They were ruining my family and putting me out of business. When I started my photography business, gosh, almost 20 years ago, I didn't have a studio. I didn't have any formal photography training. I just knew that I loved photography and photographing children. I was a newlywed. I was trying to get pregnant and start my own family because I knew I wanted to spend time at home with my kids when I had them, not working day and night at my advertising agency job. So I set my prices at $75 plus you got the session and all the printed proofs because that's what I thought I was worth. Look, pushy, high-pressure salespeople had always made me really uncomfortable. I hated it. So I thought, well, heck, I'm going to let my clients control how they order their images. So here's what that looked like. I'd meet my clients in the park for the first time on the day of their session. Like, are you Julie? Hey, Julie. I'd collect the $75 session fee. I'd shoot for an hour, sometimes two, and then I'd have the images printed as proofs. They'd come by, they'd pick them up, they'd look at them, they'd gush on them, they'd fall in love with them, sometimes getting teary. It was the best feeling ever, but gosh, they weren't ordering, okay? I wasn't even a good photographer yet either, guys. My clients loved these images, but I wasn't making any money. My clients would pick these proofs up, which I know a lot of you do, online galleries or digital files now, and they'd take them home to think about what they're gonna order next. And they'd say, Sarah, I'll call you back next week, we'll get together. But then their baby would get sick, or they'd go out of town or lose the proofs. A week would turn into a month, and I'd never hear back from them. My days were spent leaving voicemails, calling, basically chasing clients who were telling me they loved my images, but they never were placing an order. And because I didn't want my clients to feel like anyway they were being pushed into ordering something they couldn't afford, I was pushing myself completely out of business. For you, it may look like this. You put your clients' images in an online gallery. They may hop on, order a few small prints that maybe total $100 or a couple $100, if anything, and you put in all these hours of work, shooting, editing, retouching, uploading their images online. Or maybe you give them a CD with all the high-res digital files for a set price of a few $100. This saves you a lot of time and potential embarrassment, doesn't it? I don't have to sit with them and talk to them and fear rejection. But you can't get higher orders because you don't have products to sell. And you're spending hours shooting, retouching, editing, and prepping these digital files. Or maybe you offer both digital and products, but you think that most clients just want the digital files anyway. So because they have the digital files, you're stuck earning $200 to $500 per client if you're lucky. Maybe you're trying in-person selling, IPS, but something isn't clicking. Your orders still haven't reached that $1,500 or more. For me, I realized that the only way to stay in business was to get bigger orders. I had to. But how? I wasn't even making enough to pay a babysitter to take care of my newborn twins. So getting more clients and more hours of work wasn't the answer. I was already working to the max. There was no more time in the day, but I wasn't anywhere close to replacing the salary that I'd left. Think about this. If I had 100 clients at $75 an hour, that's $7,500. I knew if somehow I could raise those orders from $75 to $1,000, I could stay in business. But I couldn't just blindly raise my prices selling the exact same thing for $1,000 that was $75 last week. No way would my clients go for that. Where I needed to be was 50 clients at $1,000 order for $50,000 of income. How could I get my current clients to go from investing $75 to $1,000? How could I get them to invest $1,000 for photographs without making them think I was a pushy salesperson? That was my challenge. I knew I had to do it to succeed, so I started experimenting 4 places. First, my role as a photographer. I was in competition with people way cheaper than me, and sometimes even people who are free, because let's face it, everyone has a nice digital camera. I saw myself as a photographer who showed up, took a few pictures, but that wasn't going to ever earn $1,000 orders. I had to become more, and I had to be able to talk about what made me different. So that was the first thing. The second thing, my clients' experience. I started paying attention to how luxury goods were sold, and I saw that my sales process was like Walmart. It didn't exist. I needed my clients to invest like they would at Neiman Marcus to get $1,000 orders. This helped me get clear on what words I needed to use when talking to clients and what that entire process and experience should look like. Third, what products I offered. I strategically selected a super simple handful of products that focused on custom wall art instead of including proofs or digital files with a session. I wasn't serving my clients, and my client averages started to skyrocket. And fourth, how my clients ordered. Instead of giving proofs and let clients decide on their own, I created a golden hour sales timeline where I sit with clients for 1 hour and I help them envision what I can do for them as an artist. And after lots of trial and error, believe me, lots, I perfected a helpful, personalized process of selling my images that even my best friends love, and you will love it too. It's allowed me to sell my photos without really selling. I call it the photography selling system, and it has helped me sell almost $3 million in portraits since I created it. For the next few days, enrollment in the photography selling system is open. I created it for portrait and wedding photographers whose client orders are less than $1,500. So look, whether you're a beginner with big dreams or you're an experienced pro seeing low-cost digital files chipping away at your hard-earned business, this course has helped over 700 photographers just like you, photographers who weren't good at selling, who were just getting started, or who could only work part-time on their business. Some who have tried in-person selling but still weren't getting the orders that they needed. Enrollment for this live online class opens literally once a year, and I've got to limit the number of students I teach. Also, I want you to know this is not an inexpensive course, so I get that not everyone will be able to do it, but the results you'll see from my students in the past speak for themselves. With just one client order, this course pays for itself. Now is your time to enroll. Don't wait another year. Go to joyofmarketing.com/PSS to learn more, hear from my past students, and start getting the bigger orders that you are very capable of and deserve. Do it today.